What's up, you guys? It is your girl, Lauren, aka L Boogie. I am back with the Intentional Money. This channel is about budgeting, money management, and using those tools to build legacy and create communities where we're all managing our money and not letting our money manage us. So, thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel and like it. Definitely share comments and feedback and tips and tricks. If you've been back, thanks so much. I'm really appreciating the positive energy and the comments and the love. I'm enjoying watching other people's videos. I'm learning so much as I go along, and that's really what I wanted out of this whole YouTube experience. So thank you guys so much. So for this video in particular, I am only stuffing a few envelopes, and these envelopes are all related to household money. So I think I've told you in the past that pretty much everything that you see in terms of my budgeting and my cash envelope stuffing is really the portion of my income that is dedicated to my immediate expenses or savings goals. And I looked at my household budget, which I do separate, and obviously myself and Bay, my boo, we share our stuff and split it, and that takes care of, we own a home, so it takes care of the maintenance and the utilities of our home, some kids things, but really it's focused on that separate account, separate everything. And I started to look at our household budget as we're moving into 2021, and realized like there's some ways to apply this system to that budget. Now, we've been homeowners, I want to say almost 15 years now, and there's always something to learn because you get unexpected expenses and you get planned expenses. You get things that you know are going to come, but sometimes I'm gonna be honest, we still didn't plan for them. It just is what it is, right? With kids and life, it just was what it was. We knew, like I knew in the back of my mind something was coming, but didn't necessarily take the steps to plan for it. So that is why I am here to start cash envelope stuffing for a few categories in our household. And these categories are really our variable expenses. So depending on where you live, a lot of people do their utilities, gas, electric, water, sewer, trash, and those kind of things. And for us, most of our utilities are kind of half and half in terms of fixed, meaning we know exactly what it's going to be every month, and variable. And so I'm really focused on the variable ones because it's the variable ones that will jam us up. It's not that you don't have the money, but the money is most likely earmarked for something else, and then we find ourselves trying to make it up from other areas. And so I'm really over that at this point. I'm like, Lauren, there's no reason for us to be doing this. We're not brand new homeowners. We done had our house for almost 15 years. We know what's coming. We may not know the exact dollar amount, but we know what's coming. So it's time to get my life together, right? Get all the areas of the life together. So I have laid out the cash, and basically how the funding for this works is, I think I told you guys, in each of our paychecks, we both get paid twice a month. We have a portion of each of our paychecks allocated to go directly into our household account. And I know everybody does their stuff different. Some people keep it totally separate. Some people keep all their household funds together. We do a little both. So we have our own accounts for our separate bills, and then we have one account for our household bills. And that has been the case even before we purchased the home, I want to say, even when we were renting. Just so it's very clear, eliminates a lot of conversation. It's not like, hey, can you give me money for the cable and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we ain't about that life. So it's just helped us. And the good thing about it, too, is that we both have access to this joint account. We both can see what's going on. We both use the app on our phone. So even if we're not able to have conversations, like sit down and have a budget meeting, we definitely will see stuff and text during the day, heads up, this is coming out of the account, X, Y, and Z. So the first thing I am going to stuff, and it's only about 5 categories. The first thing I'm going to stuff is daycare. Now, you've seen me put in money for daycare, and right now there is 1, 2, 250, 300, 310, 320. So $320. He because I primarily interact with the daycare people, he includes his portion of daycare in the money that goes in the household. So I just take it out. So here we see it is 160. So we're going to take out 250s and 320s. And what I was finding, the reason why I did this, what I was finding is I would forget to take the money out, or sometimes I would just not take it out so it could cover a bill, and then basically I was covering the daycare. Now, I guess when you look at it in a total view, it doesn't matter because all the money is going towards something, but it totally screwed up my budget because now I'm covering twice the daycare costs that I would have, if that makes sense. So it was just like, let's keep it clean. Let's stick to the plan that we put in place. And sometimes, you know, that's a big lesson. You may have a plan, but it doesn't work if you don't stick to it. So daycare is 10, 20. Oh, let me do it the other way. Sorry. So 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 420, 440, 460, 70, 80. So $480. And the good thing about daycare money is, like, even if we don't use it right away, the cost for our youngest to go to camp is normally, given everything with the pandemic and whatnot. But if he goes to camp is always way more expensive than some after school. So this also helps us to be prepared for that. The next thing that we have is our oil bill. So oil for us is in place of gas. We do not have gas in our house. We get oil. Something I didn't know when I bought the house. So tip, hint, hint, clue, clue. If you purchasing a home, especially in a suburban area, always make sure that you know where the utilities are coming from and what your options for utilities are. In many cases, you don't have a lot of options. It's not like you can choose water companies or whatever. But coming from the city, I never even knew that you could heat your house with anything but gas. So I was looking for the gas and I was like, hey, what we doing? And then saw a big oil tank in the back of the house. And oil is not a bad thing because you can manage it yourself. You can budget yourself. So there is some benefits to doing it. But at the same time, oil prices are in line with gas prices. So if your gas goes up to $4 or $5 a gallon, which I hope that never happens, but it has happened, $4 at least, your oil heating prices will go up. Something that we definitely should have planned for. So right now, oil prices are pretty good. And it also includes servicing our oil heater, our burner, I guess that's what it's called. So just making sure that we have funds on hand. And again, some of these things we would normally pay with our credit card and then just pay off the card, or pay with a debit card rather. We pay with the debit card, but just having this on hand. So it had $20. We gave it $30, so now we have $50. So right now I actually just put oil in the tank and had the oil heater serviced. So we are pretty good for the first part of the winter. Service you only get once a year anyway, so we're good. The next is landscaping. That was something else that we didn't quite look for. So landscaping will get $50. So 2 20s and 2 5s. And so for us, the house is on a decent sized property, nothing crazy. But the thing about it is we have tons of trees. So landscaping is someone coming, if we choose not to, although I think we're gonna start doing it again just to save ourselves some money. But that is blowing the leaves. We're in the fall now, and our house looks crazy because there are leaves everywhere. So blowing the leaves, mowing the lawn, most of the other type of landscaping we'll just do ourselves, and we're getting into the habit of doing more and more ourselves. When we first bought the home, we did not have landscapers. We did it ourselves. But the leaf situation, let me tell you, your girl is like 5'2". I ain't gonna tell you how many pounds because that's not your business. But let me tell you, there is nothing cute about spending multiple days outside with 20 and 30 garbage bags filled with leaves. And that is no exaggeration. So there were certain things after the first couple of years, I was like, yeah, we're going to have to hire somebody. Now, funny enough, doing leaves is still easier than doing snow. I will shovel snow every year, but I just, whatever it is, my spirit has rejected the idea of raking leaves, so I'm not doing that. So that is why we have that. Propane. So propane, our house actually also, in addition to having oil, has propane. And the propane tank, we only have one, and it is specifically for our stoves. So we have two kitchens in the house, and our stoves run on propane. So again, something I didn't realize until we purchased the home. I mean, we kind of knew, we walked through it obviously, but I had never gone through the process of ordering propane and any service. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to service anything. It's a tank. Based on the way we cook and stuff, we get a tank like once a year that covers all the propane we need. And like I said, it's only our ovens, our gas ovens, that are running off of it, so we're pretty good. But again, something that in the past we had not really budgeted for. We just, bill came, we paid it, and now I'm like, well, why aren't we? Let's just make life that much easier. So propane already had $20. I'm adding 40, so now it has 60, and that propane will cover the cost of filling up the tank, and they actually make you lease the tank, which is crazy to me. I'm like, why can't that be part of it? So I got to lease the thing that you want to fill up, that I got to pay for the fill up to, but whatever. Everybody trying to make their money, so whatever. And the last bill for $30, utilities is actually like water, because it's the only thing left that we have. And our water bill is not that much, but water gets paid quarterly. So the reason why we created this fund is because since it's only quarterly, just want to make sure that the money is available. And if you hear my son screaming in the background, that's him playing video games with his dad. But the utilities, for the water bill, because it's only paid quarterly, I just like to make sure that the money is there and it doesn't get spent on any miscellaneous thing. And again, we would normally just swipe the debit card, but what I'm finding, and I don't know about y'all, but especially once the pandemic hit, but even prior to, is the biggest thing to blow our budget is food. So separate from groceries, eating out. I can't even call it the kids. I was about to say these kids are crazy, but it's not just my kids. It's my whole house full. My kids learn to snack from me. So I was like, you know what? The only way to start keeping us in control and on task with household money is take the money out that is earmarked for something. And if there is anything left, then we can do a little family dinner, or, a quick drive through if that's what we choose to do, or whatever. Or family outing, really, not drive through, but family outing, because it was killing our budget. I don't know about y'all, but when I saw the first couple of bills that were coming out from groceries and we really started to add it up, I was like, oh my goodness. And then we really had no one to blame but ourselves, because it is what it is. Got to give yourself some grace sometimes. It's like the baby's at home. I'm going to say, you can't eat nothing. Look, meanwhile, I'm snacking myself. So it is what it is. And just so you know, I really got this idea from Budget Treasures. So if you check out her video, she is saving for purchasing a home, and it gave me the idea of, and she's not the only one that I've seen that does stuff, but she is saving for purchasing a home. I've seen folks obviously put their utilities as part of their sinking funds, but it really helped me to understand, like, oh, we may need to just revisit even the bills that we've been paying on a regular. There's no reason why we can't improve in our systems. And if it's working in one area of our lives, why not put it into other areas? So this was really helpful. I'm thinking about other categories, especially seasonal categories in terms of home ownership. We've done some renovations. Right now, I don't have like a home renovation or home maintenance envelope. I'm thinking about it. Because actually we do have one major thing that we're going to do next year. So I probably will create an envelope for that and just start saving up for it. The hubby and the kids are on board because they see the envelopes and they know what's popping. So, like I said, I really appreciate watching other people and seeing those ideas and how it's helping them, and trying to get those same ideas to help my family and my household. And I hope the same is happening for you, that you're seeing some of the stuff that we're doing here and it gives you some ideas of what you can do. So that was a quick little household stuffing video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you in a little bit. Peace out.